You ever wake up one morning and something feels off? Not painful, not obvious, just missing. That familiar morning confidence, the one you never used to question, gone. If you're a man over 60, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're not broken. That slow fade in desire, that lack of response, that quiet wondering. Is this just what aging feels like? I've heard it more times than I can count. Hi, I'm Dr. Max Cole. I've spent over 30 years as a urologist working with men just like you. Good men, strong men who feel like they're quietly losing parts of themselves. Not just in the bedroom, but in their sense of energy, presence, and pride. And over those decades, I've learned something powerful. Your body still listens if you know how to speak its language. Whether it's dealing with erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, or just that foggy feeling that creeps in with age, it's all connected. Masturbation habits, semen retention, hormone rhythms, blood flow. These aren't taboo topics. They're the building blocks of real sexual health for seniors. And no matter what the world says, you still deserve to feel strong, vibrant, and fully alive. This episode isn't about miracle pills or endless procedures. It's about rediscovering something you already have, the healing power that lives in your own two hands. We'll talk pressure points, nervous system resets, and simple daily rituals that can reignite your confidence from the inside out. If you appreciate honest, grounded advice made for men over 60, real men, go ahead and click like subscribe to Life Over 50 Plus, and let's begin this journey together. The power of the palm. Back in my early years of practice, I used to believe the most powerful treatments came from labs, prescriptions, or advanced machines. But the older I got and the more men I listened to, the more I realize. Sometimes the answer is much closer than we think. If you're a senior man struggling with erectile dysfunction, fatigue, or that quiet loss of confidence, I want you to take a second and look at your hands. Your palm. Yes, that ordinary weathered palm holds more potential than you've ever imagined. With over 17,000 nerve endings, your palm is a direct connection to your nervous system circulation and even your reproductive health. When gently stimulated in the right places, it can lower blood pressure, improve blood flow, calm the nervous system, and even kickstart natural testosterone activity, all without a single pill. Why is this important for older men? Because with age, the conversation between your brain blood vessels and sexual function begins to fade. It's not your fault, it's biology. Stress, tension, poor sleep, and years of pushing through pain build up in the body. Most of that tension settles quietly in the chest, the back, and yes, in the hands. When blood stops flowing well, erections weaken. When the nervous system stays in fight or flight mode, testosterone dips. But by stimulating your palm, this simple, familiar part of your body, you send a message. It's okay to relax. It's okay to restore. And here's what most men don't realize. That message travels fast. Scientific studies, both modern and traditional, confirm that activating certain hand points causes real measurable shifts, better vascular response, more stable hormones, deeper sleep. That's why acupressure, reflexology, and palm therapy have been used for thousands of years and are now being re-embraced by modern urology. You don't need to believe in magic. You just need to believe in your body's ability to respond once it gets the right signal. I've watched countless men, from retired soldiers to grandfathers to widowers, rediscover their vitality using nothing more than breath and touch. The glow in their eyes when they feel desire return, the calm in their voice after a full night's sleep, the strength in their step after reconnecting with the man inside. And now it's your turn. Let me guide you through the first pressure point, the one I call the heart of the palm. It's more than a technique. It's the beginning of something real. Point 1, Gong, the heart of the palm. There's a quiet place right in the center of your palm, soft, warm, often overlooked. It's called Gong, and in Eastern medicine, they call it the heart of the palm. But this isn't poetry, it's physiology. Gong sits just below the space between your index and middle finger. If you open your hand and press that spot with your opposite thumb gently in small circles, you may already feel something shift. This is one of the most powerful points for older men struggling with circulation anxiety or weak erections. Why? Because Gong lies along the pericardial meridian, the pathway that influences your heart rhythm, emotional stability, and vascular openness. In simpler terms, when you press it with care, you tell your body you're safe now. You see, most men over 60 live in a state of low-level tension. It's not just physical, it's emotional, the kind that comes from years of responsibility, quiet worry, unspoken disappointments, or even grief. And that kind of tension, especially when it's unaddressed, silently chokes off blood flow and shuts down sexual response. Gong helps reverse that by stimulating this point for just 1 to 2 minutes per hand using gentle circular motion while breathing deeply. You're not just massaging skin, you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for rest, healing, digestion, and sexual arousal. Many of my patients, some in their late 70s, tell me they begin sleeping better just days after starting this habit. Others say their erections start to feel more natural again. Not forced, not mechanical, but real. One man, Carl, 68 years old, told me something I'll never forget. I thought it was gone for good. Then one morning I woke up and I felt 20 years younger. Not just down there, doc, in here. He pointed to his chest. That's what Gong does. It awakens a part of you that never really left. It was just waiting for you to come back. So today, before you reach for another supplement or scroll through another solution, do this pause. Place your thumb in the center of your palm. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and press gently, like you're knocking on a door inside yourself. Because the truth is you are. Now, while Gong speaks to the body, there's another point, smaller, softer, that speaks directly to the heart and mind. And for many men, it's the emotional reset they didn't know they needed. Let's explore that next. Point 2, Xiao, the emotional reset switch. If Gong is the heart of the palm, then Xiao is the soul behind it. It's the quiet place most men never think to touch, but the one that holds more emotional weight than they realize. You'll find a Xiao in the soft groove between your pinky and ring finger just below the knuckles. It doesn't look like much, but the moment you press, there's something subtle and deeply human begins to shift. You see, by the time a man reaches his 60s, he's likely carried decades of emotional burden. Loss, regret, anger, shame, loneliness. These emotions don't stay locked in the mind. They settle in the body, especially in the chest, the gut, and yes, the hands. Xiao is tied to emotional regulation. It's not magic, it's nervous system biology. When you're stuck in fight or flight mode, the body's emergency setting, blood flow shrinks, testosterone production slows, and your libido shuts down quietly. The worst part? Most men don't even know they're stuck in that state. It just feels like life. Pressing Xiao helps change that. By gently stimulating this point for 30 to 60 seconds, while breathing slowly and evenly, you're telling your nervous system, you're okay now, it's safe to relax. It's okay to feel again. That moment, that deep breath while holding Xiao becomes a form of emotional hygiene. It's like washing away the dust from years of tension. It's permission to soften without feeling weak. Let me tell you about Martin, 74, a retired Navy veteran. He came to me not because he couldn't perform, but because he felt numb, disconnected. As he put it, it's not that I don't want intimacy, I just feel like that part of me is gone. I introduced him to this point. At first it felt silly. Then within days, he said he started to feel waves in his chest, not panic presence, memories, emotions. And after 2 weeks, he told me, I hug my wife the way I used to, not because I should, but because I wanted to. That's the power of Xiao. It doesn't just help with erections. It reconnects you to the reason you want one in the first place: intimacy, emotion, closeness, love. So take your hand, find that tender groove between your pinky and ring finger. Apply slow, steady pressure. Let your breath guide the rhythm. This is a conversation with your nervous system, and for the first time in a long time, it's finally listening. But we're not done yet, because there's one more point, and it doesn't just influence your day. It controls your nights. It's the sleep switch your body's been waiting for, and it lives at the base of your palm. Let's talk about it next. Point 3, pineal reflex zone, the sleep switch. Tucked quietly at the base of your palm, just above where the wrist begins, there's a pressure point that almost no one talks about. It doesn't look like much, But for older men struggling with fatigue, restless nights, or fading desire, this spot could be the reset button your body's been silently begging for. It's called the pineal reflex zone, and it's directly linked through your nervous system to one of the most important glands in your entire body, the pineal gland. This tiny gland deep inside your brain controls the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating your sleep-wake cycle. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. When melatonin falls out of rhythm, so does testosterone. And when testosterone dips, so does morning vitality, mood, confidence, and erections. That's why so many older men wake up feeling flat, not just tired, disconnected. But here's the good news. You can resync your body's rhythm, and it starts with just 60 light taps on this spot. Use your index or middle finger. Gently tap the center of the base of your palm, not hard, just enough to create awareness. Think of it as knocking softly on the control room door of your internal clock. After 60 taps, pause for 30 seconds. Then repeat. This simple routine, especially when done in the evening, helps cue your brain that it's time to wind down. And over time, your sleep improves. Your hormone cycles begin to realign. And yes, your erections return more naturally in the early morning, not forced, but steady, consistent, grounded. One of my patients, Walter 71, former long-haul trucker, told me after 2 weeks of this routine, "Doc, I didn't just sleep better. I woke up feeling like I used to when I was 40. I opened my eyes and felt like I was back in my own skin again." That's what happens when you help your body remember how it's supposed to function. Because the truth is, aging doesn't steal your strength. Disconnection does. Disconnection from your breath, your rest, your rhythm. And this one simple habit, tapping the pineal reflex zone, helps restore all of that. Now, if you combine this point with Lao Gong and Xiao, you create something powerful. A triangle of support for your emotions, your circulation, and your hormonal clock. But we're still not done, because how you prepare for this practice matters. Just a few small changes to your routine can double your results. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly how. Booster tips to maximize results. By now, you've learned how to activate 3 powerful points in your hand. They influence your emotions, your blood flow, and your sleep. But if you truly want to feel the full effect, deeper sleep, stronger erections, more grounded confidence, there are a few simple habits that can take your results to the next level. Nothing extreme, no supplements, no complicated routines, just a few gentle shifts to help your body respond more fully. Let's start with something basic. An ancient one, warm water ritual. For your nightly palm routine, soak your hands in warm water for 3 to 5 minutes. Think of it like a warm-up before exercise. It relaxes your muscles, opens your capillaries, and makes each pressure point more sensitive to stimulation. Many men say their palms feel alive after this, as if the body is finally ready to listen. 2. Citrus-scented lotion. After drying your hands, apply a small amount of orange or lemon-scented lotion. The scent is more than just pleasant, it has a calming effect on the brain. It deepens your relaxation and enhances the message you're sending through each touch. This is self-care elevated. 3. The evening fuel. 30 minutes before your hand routine, try this small snack. Half a banana plus a handful of walnuts. Bananas provide potassium and magnesium, relaxing the muscles and supporting circulation. Walnuts offer melatonin and omega-3s, helping your body prepare for sleep and repair. Together, they fuel your nervous system and your hormone balance. 4. Fingertip wake-up. Before massaging your palms, gently tap each fingertip on a wooden surface for 30 seconds. This wakes up the nerve endings, primes the palm, and helps release tension built up in your hands. Some men feel tingling, some feel warmth. All of them feel more present. 5. Sleep gloves. After your routine is done, slide on a pair of thin cotton gloves before bed. They help retain heat in your hands, allowing the stimulation to linger longer. It's like tucking in your palms for the night, giving them time to heal, regulate, and restore. Now listen, these tips might seem simple, but together they create the perfect internal environment for growth and recovery. Remember, the body isn't lazy. It's just waiting for the right conditions. Give it warmth, give it rhythm, give it presence, and your body will reward you with deeper rest, clearer energy, and renewed vitality where it matters most. But now the question becomes, when will I start to feel the difference? And in the next part, I'll walk you through the week-by-week progress most men experience so you'll know what to expect and why this method is worth committing to. What to expect? Week-by-week progress. One of the most common questions I hear from men is, how soon will I notice a difference? And it's a fair question. You're not just trying something new, you're trusting your body again. And that takes courage. So here's the truth. This isn't like popping a pill and hoping for the best. This is about rebuilding natural function, gently, consistently, and deeply. And while results don't explode overnight, they do show up week by week. Week 1, the awakening. Most men start to notice changes in their sleep. You might fall asleep faster. You might wake up fewer times in the night. You may even feel less anxious when your head hits the pillow, like something inside you has finally exhaled. Some men notice early signs of change below the belt, subtle morning firmness returning after years of silence. This isn't magic. It's your body responding to pressure, rhythm, and calm for the first time in a long time. Week 2, the return. Now you're waking up not just earlier, but stronger. Erections begin to feel more natural, less forced. You might have more energy in the morning, sharper focus, and even a spark of interest in intimacy again. The best part, you start feeling more like yourself, not your younger self, but your centered self. Hands feel warmer. Sleep is deeper. And that dull fog you didn't even realize was there, it starts to lift. Week 3, the reconnection. This is where many men say something's happening. I feel you need alive again. Morning erections become more consistent, more reliable. Energy lasts longer throughout the day. Even confidence in small, subtle ways begins to return. One man told me, "Doc, I walked into the room and my wife looked at me like I had something to say again." That's what reconnection looks like. Not just to your partner, but to your own life force. And the most beautiful part, you did it with your own hands. No drugs, no devices, just patience, breath, and belief. So now that you know what to expect, let's wrap this all up with one final message. Something I hope stays with you, not just tonight, but every day forward. Because what I'm about to tell you might just change how you see yourself and the road ahead. Doctor's final message. Hope is in your hands. I've spent over 30 years helping men. Real men reclaim the strength they thought was gone for good. And if there's one thing I've learned in all that time, it's this. You're not broken. You're not too old. And the slow fading of your energy, confidence, and desire, it's not your fault. It's your body's quiet way of asking for something different. Not more medication, but more connection. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to reconnect with breath, with intention, with the power that's been in you all along. And here's the truth. That power doesn't come from a pill. It lives in your own two hands. Each time you sit down to prentu, each time you breathe into those pressure points, you're sending a message to your body that it says, I'm still here, I still matter, I still have more to give. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 90, it's not too late not to feel grounded, not to feel desire, and not to feel fully alive. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't need more noise. You need rhythm. You need stillness. And you need presence. Start tonight. Stick with it for 3 weeks. And then ask yourself, do I feel more like me again? Chances are the answer will be yes. Not because you forced change, but because you finally gave yourself the space to come home to your body. And if this message touched you even just a little, if you appreciated this honest and heartfelt advice for seniors, click that like button, subscribe to Life Over 50 Plus, and let's continue this journey together. Because your age is not a limit. It's a story still being written. And there's more strength, more clarity, and more love ahead than you've been told to believe. Let's rediscover it together.